I think the PBA is open to innovation more than almost any league, and they're open to adjustments. But ultimately, they know what they're doing and they know what they need to do, and they're not going to make decisions on the domestic league just based on the EASL. That's just the reality.
I guess for the Philippine side, what what should the teams do to finally be able to be part of the Final Four, maybe become champions?
Look, there's a disadvantage the Philippines has in ESL. You only have one import allowed in the conference, and we allow two. So you have this essentially guest import that comes. He doesn't have that relationship with the team that these other clubs do, right? Where they've played for a long time. So that's a disadvantage that we've tried to mitigate as best as possible. But ultimately, I think bringing in the import early and integrating him into the system as much as you can would be a huge bonus, obviously, and plus because that's a key part of that team culture and that play culture. But otherwise, the conference schedule is demanding, FIBA windows are demanding, and so injuries are they're hard to mitigate. But I think ultimately, you look at that one group this season, you had three teams that are 3-3. Meralco, New Taipei, and Macau, and all of them are good teams. And all of them could have made it. I mean, it was double overtime, right? So I don't want to say there's anything that should be changed or done. I think it's how the cookie crumbled. And it was a very, very tough and a very, very good game. And, we'll see how Morocco performs next conference. But, they have an incredible team. And obviously Ginebra has an incredible team. And I think it's really, to be honest, it's more about staying healthy.
And related to that question, how do you feel about teams performing at the domestic level and suddenly not performing here? Do you see those teams, or does it come across to you that those teams come in here half-hearted or not?
No. I think again, we're 2 years. That's it. Last year TNT came in. Ronde got injured very early on. I think Jason Castro had injury very early on. That was just unfortunate. Those are two key guys. I don't think if Michael Jordan and Rodman were injured, the Bulls would have won any of those games. So, I'm not saying it's luck, but it's just how it happens. We're 2 seasons in, almost. We're almost done the second season. So, I know those coaches, I know those managements, I know those players. I mean, Banj was a professional player, and Chris Ross, Lassiter, we know those guys. They're coming in focused and they're playing hard, and it just didn't work their way on those initially. And then with Meralco, like I said before, I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better performance, attitude, determination to win, and it was tough. It was tough, but like I said it before, that import not with the team full time, I can't put a number on it, but it does affect how the team operates, right? Because if I'm running an offense all conference with around one import and my team, and then all of a sudden I got to bring in a new guy and we got to adjust, we got to do this, you don't have much time to adjust or to get that chemistry, And then you have Japan, obviously we allow a naturalized import, so Morocco played naturalized and import. You're also allowed an Asian import, So, I know PBA used to have Asian imports. I thought it was great. Let's see if they bring it back. But in terms of heart or determination or care, no, I can tell you straight up.
So how do you meet halfway with the PBA? Are you making suggestions to them about making changes to the format?
No, not at all. I think the PBA, they have their own strategy on what they're doing, and we don't get involved in domestic strategies. I mean, that's not my business. Again, I can't apply a number to it, but I think obviously it would add to that chemistry. I mean, they got rid of the height import, right? The height limit, and I think people realize height doesn't matter anymore. Some of the most effective players now in basketball are not strong, tall guys, and that's just how it is. So, we'll see. I think the PBA is open to innovation more than almost any league, and they're open to adjustments. But ultimately, they know what they're doing and they know what they need to do, and they're not going to make decisions on the domestic league just based on the ASL. That's just the reality.